Welcome to SportsBeat KC, the Kansas City Star's daily sports podcast. It's Monday, November 2nd, and I'm Blair Kerkhoff. The Chiefs did what they were expected to do on Sunday, defeat the New York Jets soundly. The A-team gathered on SportsBeat Live after the game to talk about Patrick Mahomes' 5 touchdown passes, punter Tommy Townsend's 1 pass, and the overall solid play of the defense. You'll hear that here. After a break, you'll hear from Mahomes and Townsend as they discuss their roles in the game. So let's get going talking Chiefs, starting with the A-team of Vahe Gregorian, Sam McDowell, Sam Mellinger, and Herbie Teope. Hey, welcome to SportsBeat Live, the Stars Chiefs postgame show. It's the postgame show when we do it on Sunday. When we do it on Thursday or Friday, it's the Stars pregame show for the Chiefs. Hey, but we just got finished watching the Chiefs defeat the New York Jets 35-9, and not an unexpected outcome, not an unexpected score. Let's talk about it with the panel, and we've got Sam McDowell here tonight. Hey, Sam.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Vahe Gregorian is back in the office after spending the day at the Arrowhead Stadium press box. Good hustle, Vahe.
Yep, just trying to pick them up and put them down. Glad to be here between two Sams.
And the bottom half of the Sam sandwich is Sam Mellinger. What's up, Sam?
Honored to be here.
And listen, nobody works harder to be on this program than Herbie Teope. And once again, he's out there battling. We think we're going to get him from his car at some point. And it's not a show without Herbie. So, Herbie, if you're out there, you can hear us.
It's very much a show with Herbie trying to get into the show.
Yes, that's right. So, hey, guys, this show is about us talking Chiefs, and it's about you all asking us questions and delivering your comments about the Chiefs. So many of you have weighed in already, and we will get to as many of them as we can. I wanted to start today talking to Sam McDowell because I know what he wrote about, and that's Patrick Mahomes and the offense, and that was, I think, the obvious storyline of the game, Sam. I think the Chiefs played well all over the place today, but what stands out and what'll be the headline nationally from this game? 5 touchdown passes and a passer rating that was the second best in Patrick Mahomes' career. What'd you end up writing about?
Well, like you said, I guess the obvious. Patrick Mahomes had the best game that he's had this season, and it was vintage Patrick Mahomes. We've talked so much about the fact that this year has been about him adjusting mentally to the way defenses are playing to the way his own defense is playing and not taking the risks. And the risks this year have been downfield because of the way teams are defending them. This year, today, everything was open. And what really stood out to me, on one play specifically, the first touchdown to Tyreek Hill, literally everything was open. But really stood out to me is in the postgame when Mahomes said that now teams know they have more than one way to beat you. And it was like, I think we knew about this one. But the way the Jets played him was almost as if they didn't know about this one because everybody in postgame talked about the fact that everyone wanted to take away the run today. And I don't know why, if you're defending Patrick Mahomes, your objective is to take away the run.
Well, and some of the Mahomes' decision making today was involved the RPOs, right? The run pass option, and I don't know how many. Maybe we'll get later this week what the breakdown was, but. The guy was, what was he? Was it 31 of 42? I wrote it down here somewhere.
Yeah, for 416, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, with a 144.4 passer rating. The yards were the 4th best of his career. The 5 touchdowns tied for the second most. He's had 2 games of 6. So
I'm just imagining Greg Williams after the game, just going back in the locker room, like, who was that guy? Like, I didn't see that coming.
And we stopped the run. Le'Veon Bell didn't beat us, so excellent game. But he was on from the get-go as well. It's one thing to pile up the big numbers. Part of that is I think that the strength of the Jets defense is up front, and they were missing Bradley McDougal. They were missing some guys, and it's the Jets. So the opportunity for success was there, and Patrick Mahomes is a good enough player to take full advantage of the success. Melly, I think your line of questioning after the game was, I think, what everybody had on their mind. What were the Chiefs going to be, prepared to take this game seriously and take the Jets seriously? And I think they showed from the outset that they were.
Yeah, and I think that Andy Reid and the coaches have wondered if the Chiefs are going to take these kinds of games seriously. I mean, he can say, and he did today in his press conference, I think even to my question about, I'm not worried about complacency. That's not something I worry about with this group. But he keeps bringing it up, week after week after week. So it's on his mind, and it makes sense that it would be. It absolutely does. And I think that, casual Chiefs fans are probably not going to care that much about the Chiefs-Jets, right? But I think that those of us that follow the team pretty closely know that these games matter, right? These games, you only get so many opportunities to practice. You only get so many opportunities to play, to improve, all those things. And, you can't waste them. And that's a thing that Chiefs teams in the past have done, play down to their competition. Tyrann Mathieu talked about that specifically. So it's just, I think that's an important thing. They kept him out of the end zone. The last 3 weeks, they've given up an average of 14 points, and they've scored 7 and set up 17 on defense. I mean, those are pretty good indicators of how seriously this team's taken it.
And if there were any doubt, defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo showed him a film Saturday night, showed the defensive players a film Saturday night of Kobe Bryant, kind of an inspirational film about how Kobe managed to, stay motivated and get better every day. And Tyrann Mathieu talked about that in the post game. If this game had a moment, if it had a play that stood out, I don't know if you could call it a pivotal play or a game-changing play, but it was certainly the most fun play. It'll be one of probably the most talked about play. It was Tommy Townsend's pass to Byron Pringle. Tommy Townsend, of course, is the punter, and the ball went 13 yards on, I think it was 4th and 4 from about midfield. And it was interesting because Trent Green on the broadcast said to be alert for a fake punt here. He called it, and the Chiefs executed it. So, Vahe, I think you dug deeper into that moment.
I think what the Chiefs apparently had seen on tape or film, whatever we call it these days, was that the Jets had a tendency to turn and run downfield without really accounting for defending the play, and the Chiefs availed themselves to that. Let me take a little history of being an aggressive punter as a runner. I think he even got a couple penalties against Missouri for some tackling beyond the norms. So he's more than just the sort of conventional punter. It was kind of fun. He had a little fun with it after the game, and so did Patrick. I had not known, we don't get to go in the locker rooms this year, that his locker was next to Patrick. So he was kind of joking that he thought a little Patrick rubbed off on him. But I think it's been 6-7 years at least since he threw a pass in the game, and that would have been, the way he put it, was his freshman year in high school. And look, we're all trying to find our angles on games, right? So I sort of thought, you know what? It did change the game a bit. The Chiefs were still going to romp, right? But you kind of still have to, as they like to say, stack plays and kind of make it happen still. And I think the interesting part of this, and it's something we talked about in our podcast earlier this week when I think I was joking that they were going to open the game with Travis Kelce passing to Eric Fisher. They're not going to resort to any trickery. They're just going to do this stuff. And I think it was interesting to see that they felt like they've got to seize the game, right? Even though it's the Jets, they got to take control and get this out of the way and take care of business. And to use Tyrann Mathieu's term from one of our questions, not stoop, right, down to that level and be them. So that was, in that sense, something that said, well, we're taking the opponent seriously. We got to get a hold of this.
Well, I'm glad to know that, Tommy Townsend went to Florida. I'm glad to know that the Mizzou Florida blood predates last night. And as for seizing the moment, and look, the Chiefs, got the kickoff. They put together, I think, their best opening game drive of the year, 85 yards, or it was 90 yards, right? Because of the Byron Pringle called for a face mask on the kickoff return. And so they go 90 yards, Mahomes 5 for 5 for 85 yards on the drive. But the Jets come down and get a field goal. Chiefs turn around and get a touchdown. Jets come back and get another field goal. And they've chewed up a lot of clock doing it. And I'm thinking this is exactly how the Jets need to play this game, with the exception of, settling for field goals. They need to get the ball in the end zone. But after each team had two possessions, the Jets were, are still within a score and had taken a lot of time off the clock. So the second Chiefs touchdown was set up by, it was the Mahomes to Tyreek Hill first touchdown pass was the play after the Tommy Townsend fake punt. So I think that's a good point, that they felt like it was important to play, to seize the moment. And Andy Reid addressed that after the game, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I asked him just kind of, I didn't want to. Sam Mellinger was really funny. Each time, Sam, you asked a question about not to put down the Jets, but just kept trying to find a way to say, like, talk about the, and I kind of tried to. I kind of try to be a little soft with Andy on that. Are you? You might have won the game anyway, but he did respond to that. You can't leave points on the table, and you gotta go make things happen, basically. But really, it's too bad. I don't know if they can use that same play again now.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Herbie Teope's in the house. What's up, Herbie?
What's going on, fellas?
Good to see you, man.
We get
looks like he's very much not in the house, actually.
We get chased out of the press box, and now I'm like looking around to see if anyone's going to chase me out of the parking lot.
Herbie, can you take your mask off when you're in the door?
Hey, you know what, though? I am going to follow the rules. I'm going to set the example. You got to wear a mask whenever you're on Arrowhead Stadium premises, so I'm still on Arrowhead, so the mask will stay on.
Hey, how about Andy going back to the shield today? I thought that was interesting.
I've really come to like that look of the windshield. I really do. He looks weird in Denver, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think when there's an Andy Reid bobblehead made, it needs to come with a shield.
Yeah.
All right, Herbie, what were your takeaways? We've talked a little bit about Mahomes, about taking the Jets seriously, and the Tommy Townsend play. What else you got for us?
Hey, the Chiefs won the game that they were supposed to win. No letdown whatsoever. Of course, I'm sitting up there in the press box, and it's 14-6, and I'm not having that good feeling yet. And I kept looking over at the guys. I'm like, man, I don't know. Then finally, after the halftime, you got the sense that they were finally going to put the game away. But they won the game they're supposed to win. The Jets had no business being in this game against the high-powered Chiefs. And so the biggest takeaway to me was, if you're a champion, you got to win these games. You can't leave any doubt whatsoever, and they left no doubt in anyone's mind that they are the defending Super Bowl champs.
Did you guys see the graphic that CBS had? I think it was in the fourth quarter, about winning percentage of remaining opponents.
Yeah. That included the Jets, though.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It said entering this week.
Gotcha. Okay. So still pretty interesting.
Now they flip to the toughest schedule in the NFL once the 0-7 Jets are out of the equation.
But it really is. They still they got Bucks, Saints, Raiders, but there's a lot of Falcons on there, and it is a pretty soft schedule with the exception of a few games. And the Steelers obviously stayed undefeated today, and their schedule's pretty soft as well.
Right, and you mentioned the Steelers win over at Baltimore, which keeps them undefeated, drops Baltimore to a second loss, and the Tennessee Titans got a second loss today as well to the Bengals. So if there is if the season ended today, for writing that, the Steelers the 1 seed, the Chiefs would be the 2 seed. Brian Johnson asked, he got in early, he asked if McCole Hardman's okay. You know how we know McCole Hardman's okay? Mecole Hardman came to the post-game interview, and that doesn't happen if a player is injured.
Even a little bit.
Even if it's a hangnail. So Mecole Hardman is okay, but I thought the same thing. Went down, took a helmet to the to the upper leg, and I just thought maybe a pretty bad contusion there. But I don't know how much he played after that, but he's okay.
That was it.
If he played, okay.
What about Tyreek Hill after having to be carried off the field by Patrick Mahomes?
Did not speak to the media.
Right. Well, I like Patrick Mahomes' comment on going down the field after the first touchdown when he was asked if that was the idea to carry him back to the sideline after the first touchdown, and Mahomes said no, it was to get him out of the stands.
Yeah. Mahomes has like a almost like a Teopian respect for rules, because he was like, I don't know exactly, but I was just trying to get him out. I know it's not good.
Who didn't have a respect for rules today was Travis Kelce after his touchdown, and going for the Tony Gonzalez slam dunk over the goalpost cost the Chiefs 15, which was applied on the kickoff, and then the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the Jets are starting that final drive at midfield, but that possession ends with another big play by the Chiefs. And the reason that I gave the special teams an 8, a blocked field goal for the first time. I think it's the first block this year, but Armani Watts breaking through and getting the block. Mecole Hardman scooped it up. I thought for a moment, I thought he had a scoop and score there, but I think he said that he just couldn't get a good grip on the ball. And so it was so that left the score 21-9 at halftime. And I was with Herbie. I kind of felt a little odd about the game just after a couple of possessions, but at halftime I just thought, you know what, that's they're in good shape here.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought the Jets being down by a score was problematic. They're not really a dangerous team when within 8 or whatever it was. I thought the Chiefs controlled the game from start to finish, regardless of the fact that the Jets were able to drive down and get some field goals. I just never thought it was a game that the Chiefs had to sweat. And it goes to Sam's point, because the Chiefs have been talking about this year about how this isn't a team they have to worry about with complacency. These guys are veterans. They know better. But to what you said earlier, Blair, the fact that Steve Spagnuolo last week said every day in that week he mentioned complacency, and then this week he feels the need to show him the Kobe Bryant movie last night, it's obviously something they're concerned about. So whether they want to admit it or not, I think today, and it's probably what Sam wrote about, checks a box that this coaching staff felt like they needed to check.
Yeah, they've got the attention. I mean, it's a really unique thing that the Chiefs have right now, is like this roster that is as talented as they are, and already accomplished as they are, and young. It's not a group that's holding on for another year, and they have got a great coaching staff. And not just that, but there's a very healthy, productive trust and sort of creativity that's just mutually there between both sides. And it's a really cool thing to be able to watch.
Hey, it's Blair. We have a special subscription offer for SportsBeat KC listeners, unlimited digital access to the Kansas City Star's award-winning sports coverage. Sign up now for 1 year of Sports Pass for access to all the sports news, features, and columns presented on the kansascity.com site, and it's only $30. That's a 40% savings off our regular rate. Your subscription will automatically renew after the initial term at $50 unless you tell us to cancel. Your subscription helps support the sports coverage of kansascity.com and the Kansas City Star, and that support has never been more important. Please visit kansascity.com/SportsBeatKC offer to get this special offer. And as always, thanks for listening.
Hey, Patrick. it seems like a few times this year we've been talking to you about it, sort of accepting the fact that maybe the stats aren't always going to be there, whether it's the way your defense is playing, whether other defenses are defending you. I guess just what did it feel like today to sort of be able to open up? And I know you don't check the stats all the time, but still to feel like you were having a big day out there pretty consistently.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to go out there and score touchdowns and do all that different type of stuff. But we've kind of been saying it all year long is we have a lot of ways that we can beat teams. And today they were doing a good job of kind of stuffing up the run, and we took it to the air and threw the ball and made plays happen that way. And so now that you kind of see it, that we can throw the ball on teams, we run the ball on teams, and it's about taking what's there and finding the best way to win a football game.
Go next to Dave Scretta. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Patrick, I was just curious what went into that touchdown celebration with Tyreek, and it actually looked like you tried to give him a ride on his first one also, and maybe didn't make it quite as far.
No, the first one I was just trying to get him out of the stands. I'm just because he went up there, and I don't know the rules on that, but I know it's not probably the best thing to do. So I was trying to get him back down, and then the second one, it looked like he was a little dinged up. So I mean, he made a great play on the ball, and I got him over there, and luckily he ended up being fine. So we're just having fun out there.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Patrick, this might be the last time we get you before Election Day on Tuesday. I know how much you have dedicated just to getting people out and making it eligible for them to use their vote. What would you say to them as we round the final turn?
Yeah, I would say just finish the job. Go out there, vote, use your voice. No matter where you live, no matter who you're voting for, use your voice and do whatever you think's best for you, this country, and your family.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick, you've talked about how patient you've had to be this year, but did you have a feeling after watching video of the Jets and knowing how Greg Williams plays defense that today was going to be the day that some things opened up down the field for you?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think he does a good job of stopping the run. I think if you just watch this entire season, they've done a good job usually of getting their kind of cornerbacks and linebackers in there and stopping the run. So I knew there would be some opportunities to me to make some throws. And I thought the dudes did a good job of finding the open spaces and zones. And so it's good to be able to do this, have a game like this, going into another great opponent next week, and kind of show that we can do multiple things, not just one.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Patrick, congrats on the win. Andy had mentioned that there were some RPOs built in today. It certainly felt like maybe there were more, and you had a tendency to throw a little bit more than you were running today. Just what were you seeing out there?
Yeah, just the kind of the alignments of defenders. They were really focused on stopping the run, which they did a good job of doing. We have to obviously try to be better there. But they were coming down fast, and the guys were getting open in space, and I was putting it in their hands. And I think the biggest thing was he kept calling those plays. He kept giving me the option to do run or throw the pass. And I think when you do that, it really puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Let's go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Patrick, 5 touchdown passes today. I'm just curious, which one was your favorite?
My favorite is probably the last one, just because I got a check to it, and we've been working on that check for a while, and we got the look that we liked, and we're able to check and make the play happen. So I would say that was that one or the underhand one. I mean, the underhand one's sweet, man. Every time I get that opportunity to do that, I try to take advantage.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Patrick, I'm just wondering if there's a different feel for you halfway through this season than in the two previous, and if so, what that feeling might be about yourself and how the team is playing right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a different feel. The thing to me that I've learned from in my experiences is that we have the team that can go get whatever we want to get. Going into the last few seasons, you haven't had that Super Bowl championship, so you don't know for sure. You think you do, but you don't know for sure. And I know that we have the players in this locker room, and now it's about the effort that we put in every single day and the really grind of every single day, not taking anything for granted. That's what it's going to take, and I think we have the leaders in this room to try to make a run at it.
Go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Patrick, I'm curious about your perspective from the sideline of the fake punt, and also just how important was that to keeping that drive going, and also what's your critique on the throwing skills of Tommy Townsend?
No, I thought it was sweet, man. He ripped that thing. It wasn't no like lollipop at all. I mean, he caught it and ripped it over there. So it was pretty impressive. I actually didn't know it was happening. I was trying to go for it, and Coach Reed was I should have known by the way he just kind of threw. He said, "Just go ahead." Like he sent the special teams out there, and I was like, "Man, you're not going to even think about it." And I guess he already had things planned ahead. And I think Tobe does a great job, and he has for a very long time of having different tricks and different ways to execute at a high level for that special teams group. And it gave us a chance to have another play, and we were able to score on it. It was a big point in the game.
Got time for 3 more with Sam, Todd, and then Vahe. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, I mean this with no disrespect to the Jets, right? But their record is what they are. I'm just curious, do you judge the offense's performance a little bit differently against this opponent than you would, the Ravens or a team that you expect to see in January?
I don't. I mean, if you look at this defense and how they've played this year, I mean, they might not have won any games, but they're in games and they're competing and they're doing their job. I mean, they're a team that has a lot of talented players, and when we went out there and we had to execute at a high level, and you have to do that in this league. You can't take anyone for granted because there's great football players in every single team that you're going to go up against.
Let's go next to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Well, first off, Patrick, what's that when Anthony Sherman caught the underhand pass, they said it was smoked sausage. Do you have a name for it when Travis catches it?
It was called Stampede Right.
Stampede Right, very nice. And at this point, we're in November, right? And Pittsburgh and Baltimore just played. Pittsburgh pulled it out. They're undefeated. Are you looking at the scoreboard? You scoreboard watch anything like that yet? And if you ever do that, when does that click in?
I think you can't do that. You have to focus on the opponent that you have every single week. Pittsburgh, they won their game. They're undefeated. They're a great football team. And so for us, we just try to win as many games as possible. And if we win them all and we're 15-1 and they're 16-0, they deserve to be the number 1 seed.
The last of Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick. I assume you've seen Tommy throw before. So did you know he could dish it like that? And just one other part about that play. It's 35-9, the final score, but do moments like that really make a difference, even in a lopsided game like this in the end?
100%. Those moments, especially in the beginning parts of the games, those are huge moments in the game, getting the momentum in your favor and getting things going and putting points on the board. That changes the whole entire game. Obviously it was a big play, and I've seen Tommy throw, but you never know until someone gets under pressure how they're gonna perform. And he's done a great job of punting the ball and a great job of throwing it so far.
Hey, Tommy, congrats on the win. Play comes in for the fake. Just what was going through your mind and how easy was it to fire off that pass?
Running out there, of course, I'm pumped if we have the opportunity to run a fake. But yeah, I got out there. We got the look we wanted. And from then on, I was just thinking, just don't baby, get it out there to him. Just like I've been doing, all week, past couple weeks in practice, I guess. And I got out to Pringle. He made a nice catch and got a couple yards.
Let's go next to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Tommy, were you a bit concerned though when the ball seemed to go high? Because Pringle had to make the adjustment and jump up there. So I was wondering, what was your reaction when you saw the ball going high?
I wasn't, like I said, wasn't too concerned. Pringle's a great athlete. He's got great hands, and luckily, it was in a good enough spot for him to catch, and like I said, get a few yards. But I wasn't too worried. Like I said, we've been practicing it the past couple weeks, and we've been executing it great. So I was pretty confident going into that.
Next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Tommy, I'm curious if you were exactly when the last time you threw a pass in a football game was, whether it was high school or something like that. People are picking you apart on Twitter, man. They say your stance was a little wide. Maybe you threw baseball more recently. When was the last time you threw something?
The last pass in the game was probably freshman year of high school or something like that. After freshman year, I played a lot of corner and safety, and that was about it. But I did play baseball throughout high school. But yeah.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
I apologize. I had bad form on that.
Tommy, I just wanted to get your reaction to Patrick's reaction of you throwing the football. Clearly, reigning MVP, Super Bowl league MVP. Just what was it like to get congratulations from him?
Of course. It's awesome. We have lockers right next to each other, so I can't help but say that it rubbed off a little bit onto me on that throw. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool anytime you get recognition from Pat and, you know, some of these leaders and big name guys on the team, especially as a rookie. It's really something cool, you know.
All right, guys, we got time for a couple more before we get Tommy out of here. We're going to go Matt, Derek, and then Mitchell. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Tommy, I'm curious about the play call coming in. I mean, how much warning did you get that play call was going to be coming on? And did you know that, you know, you said you mentioned a couple of times this, you know, you worked on it a few times the last couple of weeks. Did you know that for certain that this was probably going to go into the game sometime today?
Right, yeah. I mean, we'd been practicing it in certain parts of the field, and you know, going into that punt, I knew we were in that, I guess, area to run that fake, and checked with Coach Teope before we went out for the punt, and got the call and went out there, got the look, and yeah, just went for it.
We'll go to Mitchell with the last one. Go ahead, Mitchell.
Hey, Tommy, if you could compare what it's like to see a ball going from your hands and then seeing Patrick Mahomes, the way he's throwing the ball, how would you compare the two?
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough question. I mean, he has one of the strongest arms in the league, and I don't know. I was just thinking, just get it out there to him. So I'd like to check the velo on both of our passes and compare them. But yeah, we'll see.
That'll do it for today. Thanks to our production staff of Derek Donovan, Randy Mason, Beth Welsh, Jeff Rosen, Chris Fickett, and Savannah Smith. A tip of the cap to Herbie Teope, Sam McDowell, Sam Mellinger, and Vahe Gregorian for stopping by and talking Chiefs. Stories from the Chiefs' victory over the Jets can be found in the show notes and on kansascity.com. Speaking of kansascity.com, we got another deal for you, especially for those who want a deep dive into the Stars' terrific Chiefs coverage. For a limited time, you can subscribe to Sports Pass for 99 cents a month. That's right, 99 pennies a month. After 3 months, it auto-renews at $5.99 a month unless you cancel. How do you get the deal? You go to kansascity.com/sportspass2020. That's kansascity.com/sportspass2020. Do you want more than just sports coverage? I know I do. Check out the entire Kansas City Star product. Sports, news, features, commentary, and analysis, the whole thing. You get all the stories written by my talented colleagues, plus additional news, sports, and business coverage with the e-edition. The details for all of these deals can be found at account.kansascity.com/subscribe. Listen, I know that's a lot of dots and dashes, and if you're having trouble hunting down any of these offers, send me an email, bkerkhoff@kcstar.com, and we'll get you to the right place. Whether it's the Sports Pass or the full subscription, you're getting and supporting the best sports and news coverage in Kansas City and helping us produce programs like SportsBeat KC. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back on Tuesday with another episode.